Hello, so today I want to give some quick instructions on how to create a preset in the Neuro mobile app. Now, please keep in mind that the primary purpose of the app is to give guitar and bass players access to a vast range of tones and effects without losing that simple, straight ahead, plug the pedal in, turn it on, adjust a couple of knobs, and you're off kind of feel of a classic stomp box. Now, there are already a ton of great sounds in the Nemesis without ever plugging in the app. That said, creating sounds with the app is a lot of fun, and it can really get some creative juices flowing. And of course, I can't stress enough that you don't need to pull the phone out at a gig or something. When you're creating presets, you do it ahead of time, you save it to the pedal, and then you can just pull it up at a show with a foot switch like you would a normal stomp box.
And keep in mind that this process is exactly the same for every 1 series pedal.
So let's get started. Okay, so this app, it's a free download for Apple iOS or Android devices. Just go to the App Store and search for Source Audio Neuro, and it will come up. Let's assume that we've downloaded the app, we've created a profile and all that. So to connect the pedal, each 1 series pedal comes with a cable, an 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch cable. You connect it from the headphone jack on your phone to input number 2 on the pedal. And okay, so I'm already connected. Here's my dry tone. Okay, let's turn the pedal on. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Browse Sounds menu right here. And there's 4 different tabs to choose from. There's the User tab, and these are all the sounds that are all the presets that I've created myself. That's basically my own personal preset library. Next is the Factory presets. These are all the ones that Source Audio has created. They're just nice starting points. There's one for each engine that's available in the Nemesis. So if you're going to create presets or you just want to pull up a particular engine, this is a good starting point. Published. These are all the presets that I've published that made available to anybody who, has the app or the Nemesis. They can easily zap one of these guys into the pedal and try it out. And then finally, there is the Web tab. And this has all the presets that all the Neuro users have made and saved and made available to the public. So that's a lot of fun. But I am starting here in the Factory presets. All of the engines that are available in the center dial of the Nemesis are here, but there's a bunch more, and they're really great. This Binson, we just created 2 new Binson Echo Rec engines, a single head and a multi-head. There's also an oil can in here that's really excellent. But I am looking for the resonant analog. Okay, so I hit that, and in we go. Okay, so you can hear the resonant analog is a cool sound. It's just a very squash sound, kind of cuts the highs and the lows and adds a little bit of dirt. So the preset that I want to create is, uses the resonant analog. I also want to change up the rhythm. You can hear it's just pretty straightforward back and forth the way it is. I also want to make it a little dirtier than it already is. So the first thing I want to do is hit the Open in Sound Editor button. And this brings up all of the different parameters. You have the 6 knobs on the pedal, and those are represented on here, but there's also a whole bunch of different ones. I'm not going to have time to go through everything that you can do in here. I definitely recommend sort of experimenting and see what works for you. And actually, before I do anything, I want to hit this Send All button. This makes sure that any of the parameters that are set in the app have gone to the pedals.
I also recommend working only in the app when you're creating a preset for your library, because you will hear a change if you reach down and turn a knob on the pedal, but that change will not be registered in the app. So when you save the preset and recall it later, you won't hear the changes you made to the physical knobs.
So the first thing I want to do, like I said, I want to change the rhythm. You can see right now it's set to 1/2. So there are 2 taps that you can adjust in here. Tap number 1 is set to quarter notes, and tap number 2 is a subdivision of tap number 1. So if it's right in the center and tap 1 is set to quarter notes, tap 2 would basically double that and create eighth notes. So I want to stretch out this delay time a little bit, right around there. And then let's move up here and let's change the beat division of tap number 2. Like I said, it's set at half, so it's right in the middle. I want to set it for 3/4, which gives you a more galloping feel. Okay, I'm going to bring down the feedback a little bit so that we don't hear so many repeats. Bring the wet dry down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to dirty things up a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of modulation. The intensity knob, in this case, is sort of like a tone control. So I'm going to bring that down a tiny little bit just to darken things up. Next is diffusion. We're going to bring this up a little bit, and this basically smears the repeats a little bit, makes it a little bit more reverberant, a little more atmospheric. Like that. Okay, let's bring up the distortion. So there it is. Okay, so after I've created my preset, there's a few different things I can do. So the first thing I want to do is save it to my own personal effects library. So I go to the File menu button, hit that, hit Save As, and then I can name this preset and give it a description. I'm going to call it, let's see, let's call it Barracuda Delay for that rhythm. Okay, so it's saved, and the next thing I want to do is burn it to the pedal. So I hit the burn button at the bottom. You can see there's a bunch of different places I can save it. I can save it to any of the center effect selectors on the Nemesis, which is nice. So if there's, say, a sound on here that I don't really want to use and I want to replace it with something that's in the app, I can do that and it will stay there until I, replace it with something else. So those are all the effect selector positions, but I want to save it to preset number 2. So hit there, and then I hit burn over here, and it burned it to preset number 2 on the pedal. So check it out. Let's disengage. If I go over to preset 2, there it is. Okay. Another thing I can do, hit the file menu, is share it. So I hit that, and up come a few different things. I can text message it to somebody. I can send it in an email. What else do we have here? I can put it on Facebook, in Dropbox. Yes, many different options. But finally, the last thing I want to do is go back to my Browse Sounds menu and go to User. Those are my presets, and you can see Barracuda Delay is right there. Just take it, slide it to the left, and I have a choice between publish and delete. I want to publish. So over it is, it's got my name, description, and I just hit the publish button, and boom, there it is, publish successful. Okay, so now if I go over to web, there it is, Barracuda Delay, that's me. Congratulations to me. All right. That's it. Enjoy.